Hi everybody, turn this around. Hey everybody. Replay viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. This is Deborah with Salvage Sister and Mister. Trying to see lighting wise. I've got a skylight right there. And so I'm like, ooh, is this good? Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hello. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday. Hi Lisa. My scope kitty is here and I'm going to have to... Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm going to have to move my cat. I think she's trying to knock over my tripod. Okay, so... Oh, is that Pat? Hi, Pat. Nice to see you. Okay, I'm going to have to move her. I'm so sorry, you guys. That's terrible, but if I don't move her, she really will knock the tripod over because she's rubbing up against it because she thinks I'm talking to her. So, here's the scope kitty. She says hi. She always comes out when I'm missing you too, Pat. It's so great to see you. So, yesterday I had an appointment, so I apologize. I tried to let you guys know on Tuesday that I wouldn't be available on Wednesday, but I'm back today, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of not the funnest topic, but it's something that we have to be aware of, and that's the ugly side of business. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad. Welcome, welcome. I'm Deborah with Salvage Sister and Mister. I do blog with my husband, and our main goal is to help you make the most with what you've got. It's what we do. It's what we try to do, and it's the way that we just really feel like... there's so many roadblocks in our lives, and we want to overcome those as best we can to make our best life. So, we do that through home decor and food and money and lots of different ways. So, I'm trying to get this kitty cat out of the way, but she just really wants to be here today and in my lap. So, the ugly side of business. See, now she's trying to get... Oh my gosh, this cat. All right, so the ugly side of business. This is not only for... You guys. Oh my gosh. This cat. Okay, so... yeah. Oh my gosh, Dawn, this cat is so funny. She really is the neediest cat I think I've ever had. She really would prefer me to carry her around all day. All right, but that's not what you guys came here for today, so we're moving on past the kitty cat, the Periscope kitty cat, hopefully. All right, hi Lisa. Okay, so the ugly side of business is that there are, unfortunately, people that do business really well, and there's people that do business well, but they're doing it not necessarily for your best interest. So what I wanted to talk about today is really how to not get, too sucked into that, and things to be aware of, and, how to be a good consumer. And we're a consumer even if we're in business. If you are in business, you're a consumer anytime you buy a product. If you're in blogging, you're buying a product when you purchase like an ebook. If you're an Etsy shop, you're purchasing your yarn to make your scarves. If you're a consumer, you're, obviously purchasing all the time. And we were just talking about that the other night at the dinner table about how much money is spent on our food to make us crave things, to make us, with extra salt, extra sugar, the more processed food, it's actually designed to make us crave it so that we will eat more, consume more, and so, the more naturally we cook, the less we're going to have that tendency to consume as much because, it doesn't go on those same triggers. So really, whether you're in business or whether you're just a everyday consumer, you want to make sure that you're, utilizing your money in the right way, and you're supporting businesses that should be supported. We are supporting businesses all the time, whether we promote them, whether we align with them. There's other ways besides just your money that you are a consumer. So things that you want to be aware of. And thank you guys so much for the hearts. Really, really sweet. Appreciate it. So, one of the things that I would say is that don't get caught up in purchasing or being a consumer. And again, being a consumer is not necessarily just with finances. You are a consumer in many, many different ways. And so when you decide that you want to support a business, you want to do that and make sure that you're not doing it for the wrong reasons. There's lots of people out there that want to take advantage of you. And so you want to make sure that you are not doing it out of fear. So let's take an example. Kitty's back. All right, cat, stay where you are. So if you, get, say a one-time offer, that's a really good example there. So you get a one-time offer that is designed to, elicit a little bit of fear in you. The tactic itself isn't wrong as long as you're supporting the right company and the right person. We all use techniques to get attention. You just want to make sure that when you're doing that, you want to ask yourself, okay, that's a fear response. Is this the right thing? Sometimes that $19.95 deal, if you've been waiting for, say, a book to go on sale and it's going to go on sale, you're not then acting out of fear. You were just waiting for that sale. It was a purchase you were already going to do. It was, and so you're not operating from a fear standpoint. But if you weren't intending to purchase something and you don't even know if you need something and it's a act now or it's a $19.95 deal and this is the only time we're ever going to do it, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's the time to really check yourself and go, okay, wait a minute, is this the right thing for me? Because really we're acting out of fear then. And I'm telling you what, if there's anything I know, nothing good comes from acting out of fear. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. If we act out of fear, we will always make mistakes. So it's really something that you just want to check yourself on and go, okay, as a consumer, am I acting out of fear? Again, this is not from a money point of view. This can be like a fear of being left out of something. Like, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, then I'm going to be left out of this one-time amazing situation. Okay, so let's just check, take a breath, and go, is this really that big of a deal? Like, am I going to be left out? So if we can just take a step back, I think our culture is really impulsive. We're impulsive people. And so we just immediately go, I'm going to be left out. And it's like, okay, well, is it really a good thing? And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people that know that we act in fear and they target us. Knee-jerk reactions, absolutely. And if we, there's some people that operate as the stalking, and they're really looking to elicit that fear and that, like, oh my gosh, you're going to be left out if you don't buy this, if you don't participate in this, if you don't do this. So always take a breath and go, okay, I get it, but is this really, most things aren't that life altering, most things aren't going to be like, oh no, that's fine. Most things aren't going to be like, I mean, how many experiences do we have that we tell ourselves no to, that we really go back and go, you know what? I would have been a millionaire if I would have participated in that. Does she do it every day? I'm so sorry I didn't see the first part of that. But like, if you were to, if you were to really reflect past and go, things that you've said no to, things that you didn't buy, things that you didn't do, were they really experiences that would have been so life altering that you wouldn't be, the person that you are or the place that you are? Probably not a lot. Probably not a lot. Okay, so I do have a Periscope every day. Well, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Absolutely. Okay, so the next thing that you want to go on, and this is again on the fear. Oh, of course. This is, and I am now on catchme.com as well. So you can go over to Catch Me, and that will replay scopes as well. So the second thing that you want to do, and this again is based on fear, is that, and we kind of talked about it, are we doing something to be liked or popular? Oftentimes we think that this is just a kid's thing, like, oh, the latest jeans, and that will get us popular. But it actually happens in all spans of life. If we buy the most popular bedding out, or if we have the latest home accessory, or if we have the car, or there's lots of purchases or decisions that we make that marketers are designed, and people that are very business savvy are designed to elicit that popularity factor. And so we want to make sure that, again, this is a good decision, a good choice. We're being a good consumer in, in making the right decision for us. Is this really the right decision for us, or are we just trying to fit in? So you want to ask yourself that. Easy to get caught up in it all while blogging. Yes. And you know what? In any situation, whether you're blogging or whatever, in blogging for sure, I would say that there's a million purchases that you can make and you can be a consumer to. And you just want to ask yourself, am I, making the right decision? I think that I would say 99% of the bloggers out there, exactly, being good stewards. 99% of the bloggers out there are just sharing like ebooks or coaching, or, it's like I do an Instagram class or an Instagram review, and then I have a secret Instagram Facebook group for networking and tips. And both of those I charge for, but, most people are just trying to share their information, and then hopefully, being able to get some money back from what the skill that they've learned. That's like, your any skill that anybody, you're a beautician, anybody, once they learn a skill, they charge for that skill. But there are people out in any profession, and not just blogging, that, ultimately their bottom line is their bottom line and not your best interest. So you want to make sure that you're being a consumer, whether you're reading their stuff, whether you're, going in on opportunities, whether you're purchasing from them, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're supporting the right individual. So get to know who it is that you're supporting. And that kind of goes into the last point that I wanted to make today, and that is study who you are wanting to be a consumer for. And that, again, is in respect their skill, of course. And that is in any kind of consumer situation, blogging, business or personal. It really doesn't matter. Study who it is that you're aligning with, because ultimately, isn't that what you're doing when you're a consumer? You're aligning with someone. You're saying, yes, we're on the same page. And so you want to make sure that you're studying this and going, okay, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm doing. This is a good decision for me, and not just the other individual. Because I will tell you that, yes, when somebody offers something for sale, they are, hopefully being able to help you. Or if they're offering you something, ultimately they do have a bottom line. And as much as somebody tries to tell you that it's for you, ultimately they're not doing it for free. Most people have to put food on the table. They have to do, they have to pay their bills. So they're not doing it. But, and you want to be careful of anybody who makes it seem like, well, I'm not getting anything out of this. This is only for you. Very few people can really operate that way. Multimillionaires can do that maybe because they don't need any money, but most people can't operate that way. Most people have to make their bills. They have to do stuff. So if they're not being upfront and they're saying, well, I'm only doing this for you. I'm only doing this to help you. Yeah, probably not. Probably I would be a little weary of wording and verbiage like that because that's just a way to, befriend you and ultimately do sales with you. But most people can't do something where their bottom line is never affected. So I'll just do a recap really quick. And while I'm doing a recap, you guys can, type in any questions or any comments that you have, and I'll look for those. But I just wanted to do a recap on, being a really good consumer. 10-10-10 analysis. Ask how you will feel about a decision in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years. So good, Lisa. One of the things that I used to do when shopping is go, how many hours do I have to work for this purchase? If you make, just out of ease, if you make $10 an hour and it's $100, then you have to put $10 or 10 hours of work into that. Would you do that? Yeah, it makes such a big difference. I like that, Lisa. I've never seen that 10-10-10 one, but it absolutely is true. Like, in 10 years, are you going to be good with this decision? And again, this is not, I would say that the ugly side of business is not just in, oh, you read it in a book recently. Okay. Which one was that, Lisa? I would say that the sneaky side of business isn't really just like, there's $100 chair. Do you want it or not? The sneaky side of business is those fear tactics. And the fear tactics are really, you're going to miss out. You're not going to be popular. Breaking Busy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard that's an excellent book. Yeah. But you're really going to be, out of the loop on this. You're missing the boat. This isn't going to be, this is only going to be offered this one day and that's it. And if you don't do it, your business is screwed, or you're not going to have a happy family and, all those kinds of things. That's the ugly side of business. And those tactics, marketing people and people that are really good with marketing, they study this. They know you. I mean, car sales, there's some car dealers that their salespeople are specifically trained to deal with certain personalities. So, you just really have to, yeah, I do too. And so that's why we have to be aware. We have to be aware of when people are saying, some keywords like, you're never going to see this again, and again, some of those techniques aren't bad techniques if you've done the third item that I've said, which probably should have been the first, and that's study first. Sometimes people, I can think of one person, and I won't say who it is, but one person who I really respect, and she offered a one-time sale. Okay, well, I've studied her for a long time. She's offering a one sale to drive traffic. That doesn't bother me. It's the sneaky, underhanded things that are done. And if you don't know who you're working with and you don't know who you're being a consumer of, then that's when you really have to be careful. So just look for those and listen for those key words, especially from people that you don't know really well, to go, if they're selling really hard or they're using emotional tactics, then you really have to wonder. And so, you know what? It's not going to hurt. This might be a once in a lifetime opportunity, but you want to take a breath and talk to somebody else. And we talked about this, I think it was last week, where you get somebody else as a sounding board to say, hey, what does this sound like to you? And if you have one other person in your life that you can have a sounding board with, that you can go, okay, somebody said this, or somebody put this product out there, or somebody is offering this. What do you think? And now you have a third party who isn't emotionally connected, who is way more balanced in their thought process. And they're probably, especially if you leave out names and information, enough information, they're probably not going to get swept up in the popular thing and all that stuff. You just are giving them the cold facts, and then they can help you with that decision. It's really important to have somebody like that in your life, whether that's your spouse or whether that's just another person in your field, or if that's a buddy that you go shopping with, whatever it is, just to be smart about that emotional, because we make so many decisions. That was talked about right at the beginning, so many decisions based on emotion. And a lot of times if it's done in fear, it won't be a good decision for you. So watch your fear, take a breath, watch for some key phrases that are going to elicit that fear, try to suck you into what's popular, what will make you fit in, all those kinds of tactics, and study who you're being a consumer of, who you're aligning with, who's making these promises to you. Do you know them really that well? Watch for somebody who overpromises that they're not benefiting. I think the person that I was talking about who said this is a one-time sale, that person who I have a lot of respect for and who I would purchase a product from, they're totally upfront saying, this does help my family. This does pay our bills. They're upfront with how much money they make. They're just upfront. I don't feel like they're being dishonest. So you want to make sure that you're watching for people who, are making it seem like they're only trying to help you, because in all honesty, rarely do people get nothing, do a ton of stuff to help you without getting something in return. That's your best friends and your family. That's not people that you don't know that well. So, just watch for key tactics that are, trying to, basically get you to do what they need you to do and purchase and do all sorts of things. So, all right, guys, I don't see any other questions, or if you have any comments, I'll stick around for just a minute. I will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'm really hoping that the mister can get on with on Periscope, but he's not an in front of the camera kind of person. So we'll see. I'd like to get him on every once in a while. He likes to build and do that. Okay, yeah, so he made that chalkboard out of we do have that up on the blog. I need to take some better pictures of it, but it was a old panel that we found at Habitat for Humanity. That's a big metal, it looked like it was part of some kind of industrial building or something. It's, this panel, so he took off the hinges and painted the inside of it chalk, and then grinded off the edge so it's a frame. And it costs the whole project was under $20. So it's a project that we did quite a bit ago, so I need to rework it for picture wise, but it did turn out really nice. So that was one of the Mister's projects. So the kitty's back. She's telling me that she wants, yeah. It was a really great project. It's exactly what I was hoping for. I love chalkboards, so he did great. And at first I wasn't sure it would be too big, but it really fits. I don't know if you can see the wall back there. Let's see if I can turn it a little bit. And in fact, we put in, this is our pantry right here, and we put that in. There was just a blank wall right there, but that's also up on the blog at salvagesisterandmister.com. But we built this room right here with the stained glass, and we enclosed that, and now it's our pantry. Yeah, so it works really well, because there was just a random wall in the middle of the room right there, and it was so funky. So you can see the before pictures, but there's the other edge of the wall right there. And we have to put in a new door right there. So anyways, all right, guys, have a blessed day. Be a good consumer. No matter if it's finances or not, whenever you're aligning with somebody in business, you're being a consumer. So be a good consumer. Don't act in fear. Don't, yes, thank you. Don't, don't get all caught up in some of the tactics. Watch for key phrases and study who you're aligning with and being a consumer for. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.